Welcome back. Happy Monday. An inch of rain today, it says. One has to remember what's in my yard? What's on this? What do I need to cover? Or what do I want to have be destroyed in the rain? Anyway, uh, I think humans are very funny animals, to say the least. I'm sitting here with Looney and I'm thinking that you never see you never see animals going to church. You never see a bunch of deer dressed in their Sunday best going down to the local place of worship. And you never see um, sophisticated intellectual animals in the self-help section of the bookstore, you know, trying to learn how to have better self-esteem or to quell fear. Animals don't really do that. Humans seem to be the only species that for some reason exercise this thing called faith or belief, whatever you might call it. And uh, some human animals do that, and some obviously don't. So the topic this week will be faith, that unusual mystical word that means so much to so many of us and means so little to so many as well. Some people have faith, some people have don't, some people have don't. Some people speak English, some people not so much. Anyway, what would happen if you took a person who has a lot of faith and a person who has none, and you put them in the same room in a chair sitting across from one another, and just let them chat it up a little bit, and just to kind of see what happens? One person has a lot of faith, the other person doesn't. The other person has a belief system in something greater than themselves and a meaning and a purpose in the universe of which they're a part, and the other one doesn't quite see it that way. And yet there they are sitting in the same room together. They're both breathing the same air. They're both dependent upon gravity. When they leave and go back home, they're both going to get on airplanes and depend upon the same aerodynamic effect and the principles of flight to get where they're going. One person has faith, one person doesn't. Now, here's what's interesting. Have you ever had more faith than other times? Sometimes are you sort of roiling and steeping in the delight of faith, and sometimes it seems to disappear and we're caught in episodes of doubt or fear or uncertainty, is if there really is something greater than ourselves. Do you ever go through periods like that? Isn't it somewhat human to do that? Should we chastise ourselves when we go through moments where our faith might seem to wane? Which begs even a larger question. What the heck is faith anyway? Well, the great definition of faith in the scripture, it says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So for the purpose of this week, I'm going to sort of encapsulate the word fear, the word faith, which is the opposite. I'm going to encapsulate the word faith into the sense that, here's as simply as I can put it, and please come up with your own definition if you'd like. Faith is the sense that everything's okay and things will continuously get better. Faith is the sense that everything's okay, that we're safe and protected, and that everything will continuously get better and we will continuously elevate to higher and higher states of consciousness. Now, that's what faith might be. What do we do when that sense goes away? Should we struggle and strain for faith? Is it natural and organic to have our faith sometimes diminish or wane completely? And if we don't have faith, does God then go away? Is God simply a product of our own imagination? Are we whipping up a imaginary sky friend in order to make ourselves feel more comfortable in a world obviously filled with evil and endless number of things to be afraid of? These are only the largest questions that humans can ask. But the purpose of this week's topic is not to diminish or eliminate your faith by any means. Faith is one of the most important qualities that I live by. But I do notice as a human being, sometimes it's like it it fluctuates, it goes up and down. What am I to do in the moments when I'm not experiencing a sense that everything's okay and that everything is working out and everything is unfolding into something greater, which seems to be the pillars or the components of having faith? What am I to do then? Am I to jump into the camp of the faithless? Am I to become stoic and face life with no faith? Does it make a difference? If I don't have faith, does God go away? Big questions. So today, examine your own faith. Is it perfectly consistent? Do you always have a sense that everything is okay, everything is always getting better, everything is always working out for you? Or does it come and it go? What's in your toolkit? What do you do when you have the feeling that you are not living in faith, or things may not work out, or fear strikes? How shall we increase our toolkit? And I think the simple examination itself, the honest admission that sometimes faith fluctuates, and that it's okay to say that, and it's okay to admit to it, and it's okay to question and to ask, and that if God were so ephemeral or so weak that if we lost faith that God would go away, that would not really be a God worth having. So anyway, thank God animals don't think this, and this is why animals don't go to church and we do. But anyway, I hope you find the topic provocative, and by the end of the week, by Friday, it's my intention that our faith is genuinely and honestly strengthened. It's not a weak or a pallid experience, but something that is rock solid. See you tomorrow.